Okay, this will be the removal of the factory hanger for the fuel pump. I already loosened every one of the nuts, and I've also removed all the connectors. I'm just going to remove them one by one. Pull out the factory pump, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the points of where the pumps will sit on a new dual pump hanger, and see if everything sits in the appropriate place. Alright, so this is up. This looks like it's going to be a problem. Okay, so I just checked this out. This is the opening for the fuel pumps. This is what needs to go in there. This technically cannot fit like this. Alright? So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove these one at a time, drop them in, hold on to them with something, probably a string or something, and then assemble them at the mouth of the tank. Okay, so this is what I had to resort to. Since this is actually still connected by the fuel hoses right here, I didn't have to connect string to this, but I took them apart separately, dropped them in there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to position it properly, then bring the brackets back in place with the holes to line them up, and use these screws as provided and seat it. Okay, this is me right now. This is where we are. Basically, I had to replumb everything where the hoses ran through the middle of the two forks for the pump hangers, and as I got through that, luckily I realized that I needed to take this rubber seal right here from off the factory hanger and put in. Right now I'm at a point where I had to actually go in, and actually now I am tightening up the last of the screws for the hangers. So basically I put the pumps in individually with the hanger on each one and the hoses, sat the top hat down in between, connected the two hoses, and then after doing the two hoses, connected up the plugs for the pumps. And then was a stretch, because the hoses create some kind of tension for me to actually pull these up and line them up and then actually have them tighten. But I am tightening them now, and this is it. This is the last of it. After this, I'm going to actually just tighten the cap and put it down. Thanks. All right, final touches. Everything is seated properly. Make sure all these little nipples from the rubber hose, the seal from the gasket sticks through. So there's 3 of them. There's 1, 2, 3. Now it's just a matter of tightening this thing down and locking it up. This was not a fun install, but I know I needed to do it so I can have enough fuel to run as much boost as I want to run. So basically just have to tighten this down, and should be good to go. I'll get this wired up with it's in the both pumps having their own individual relays and direct pump power, and that should be it. Another thing, actually, this tool right here, where is it? I use this tool to actually line up the holes. This tool right here. I actually use this to line up the holes. I don't know if you can see it here. To line up the holes when I started screwing in the screws to line up the hangers with the hat, the top hat. But the install, once I got everything set up, it went okay.